power than me.
What do you think that answer gonna be?
I think it depends. I think that stereotypes would say women are more in the victim role.
Mm-hmm.
So they never think that a woman could be a perpetrator.
Yes, true.
Right?
That's what the stereotype is.
Yeah. I've seen more women be violent in my life than I ever saw a man be violent. But other people have different experiences, right?
I have a different experience.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying percentage, like the number amount was more, and so I think, but people don't think it happens. I think that I don't think people recognize that as a power though, but it is.
It is.
It's like a way to harass. If you can exert your will over someone and get away with it because of something about you, then that is a power that you have. And in society, women have that power, I think.
Yes, I think so too. Just like, for example, the regrets and consents, right? You're a person that you were, in the contrary, in the person that is a girl, it say that they're not consent, even though they were just regret, or they consent but they change their mind.
Like
it will be always be in trouble for guys.
Yeah, for instance, what is it called? You and I know someone, I'm not going to say their name, but they hate one particular porn star, and I asked him why he hates her. I was like, she's one of the most popular porn stars out there, like she was really well known, and he was like, I don't like her because she one time talked about how she forced herself onto a man and forced her to have sex with him when she was like 18 and he was younger, and that's rape. And she bragged about it online and talked about it.
Did she get arrested?
No. She is a millionaire, from my knowledge. But, she talked about it online, admitted to doing the crime, never got arrested, never got investigated, nothing. And I think that if a man went online, if a male porn star had done that, I feel like there would have been a completely different reaction.
Yeah, that would be 360.
So I think that...
that's a form of power.
Yeah, that's that. And I think that a lot of people don't recognize that as power. And that's quite disappointing, because I feel like everyone has their own powers in society. Right? Sometimes men have more power in certain situations. Sometimes women have more power in other situations. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't think women have more power, and I think some people might think that just because you're seeing growing relative power that some men might not be used to. Now that women are kind of getting closer to being equal to some people that might feel like they're getting more power and they might be more powerful. And so
I don't particularly agree with that, because I think that women have more power in equity when it comes to jobs.
Yeah, for quotas. But in which of their eyes though? Like, if we consider,
I think women that get into IT have a better situation than men do. I think that men who go into female-dominated fields have to deal with like a lot of stigmas, right? That women don't have to deal with. I do believe that women experience situations where they're degraded when they're in male-dominated fields. Yeah. I do agree that there are certain things that you have to deal with in those situations. But I do think that, do women have more power when it comes to quotas? Yeah. Like, I have had a boss that would purposely only hire women.
why?
That's a great question. I don't know. But There would be men applicable for the job, but they wouldn't hire them and only wanted a woman. Obviously, it's because that person was a fucking weirdo, but I still got the job because I was a girl. I mean, obviously, I didn't know that going in, right? I didn't know, this person's hiring me because I'm a girl. Mm-hmm. But I definitely figured it out after. Like, it took a few weeks because I had my head up my ass, but I think that people would probably say that I also wasn't in a great situation with that boss, so.
Yeah.
I understand why someone might, perceive that as relative, but absolutely I don't agree that, like, women have more power. I think we're getting closer to equality at this point where it's a work in progress.
I don't know. It's like a yes and no question. I was harassed by a superior who was a woman at a previous job, like repeatedly harassed. I reported it to my boss, who was a white male, and he just laughed it off and said, toughen up, buttercup. When women are harassed, I think if I was a woman and I reported harassment, especially right now with Me Too and everything, CEO would see a huge red flag, a huge possible controversy, and like, I know there's definitely, ways where that isn't true, but for me it was just like, we don't care. You're a man, toughen up. I don't give
that to fit into the scenario that was a woman in some scenario have more power. Mm-hmm. Like but they all chose disagree. But this is the point that I'm confused. You just point out the one instance that she had more power.
Yeah, I think that probably in a lot of men are told what women experience, right? And a lot of that situation is a lot of women talk about how much they were a victim mm-hmm. because they are women.
Mm-hmm. It can be, but not 100% of the time.
No, but like a lot of the things that they said sound like average talking points that you hear online, mm-hmm. right? Equality when it comes to jobs. I've never felt any form of suppression getting a job because I'm a woman. Have you?
No.
I don't know.
I think we fight through it, but it's just like you mentioned before, it's come with the territory.
Yeah.
I'm getting into a field that long way is male dominated. Guess what? If you're a male trying to go into a female dominated,
it's the same thing.
You come with the territory. You need to fight harder.
Yeah, and to that point though, it's that there's gonna be obstacles always in life. True. Life isn't gonna always hand you a cookie. Sometimes you need to beat the shit out of someone to get that cookie, right? Because it's a reward. It feels good knowing that I know something more than someone else. I don't care what gender they are. Mm-hmm. I like knowing that I'm smart, that I know what I'm doing. I don't like it when I don't. Obviously, I work very hard to try my best to be the best. Mm-hmm. I'm not always perfect, but it's like a lot of them said only average talking points that they hear online. But I don't know. I've never heard, I've seen my mom, or I've heard about my mom's past experiences of suppression due to her gender. But in today's society, since 2018 and on, or 2016 and on, I don't know how I've ever been suppressed as a woman. In society, right? I've been suppressed in my culture due to being a woman, but I don't know. I've never seen it. I've never felt it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like, have you ever felt that you can't get through something just because you're a woman? That you're prevented from doing something just because you're a woman? Or could you get through it through some maneuvering?
I will get through it through some maneuvering.
So that's what I mean. Like, this is my problem with the whole, we don't have that much power. Like, I don't understand how I don't have the power.
I think we're pretty much close up to equal.
I feel equal.
I don't feel any less. Like,
Yeah.
But for other people that they will say that I don't speak on their behalf.
Yeah, in society, I don't feel less.
Yeah.
Right? In my culture, do I see it? Sure. Does that stop me from making more money? No. So why do I care?
Like, she's a woman. She can't harass you. And,
That's not true.
it was really hard.
really
I'm
sad.
sorry.
And then why I'm not understanding why he disagree on women have more power. There was zero person agree that women have more power.
I think that there's some form of pride, a lot of pride in men, no matter what gender, or sorry, no matter what race, sorry, wrong term. There's a lot of pride in before admitting that you have been victimized by the weaker sex, physically weaker sex, or what society considers the weaker sex. I'm not saying that we are.
For physical strength, yes, we are.
I am definitely weaker than a lot of people.
I'm
I
not
know.
yet able to deadlift with somebody.
I can.
I couldn't even do one pull-up. Forgive me.
No, but I think it speaks more that it's very difficult to admit to saying that you are powerless to someone,
He is supposed to be weaker than you.
and society tells you that they're not the victim, that it's that men are generally the perpetrators. I think it's very hard to push past that concept.
I think that is another part that I did not understand, the why a lot of male is so hardcore on the other male. Just like, oh, you just tough it up, suck it up. Some situation you can, and it's not in this day of time, it's not that simple.
No, but I think the thing is that a lot of people don't realize that businesses only care about themselves.
Yeah, don't worry about you.
Yeah.
You want your boss, like you want somebody to fix your problem. Nobody can fix your problem except yourself.
Yeah, like a lot of people get harassed. Like I hear it all the time. I've heard it firsthand. Like people, even with the most progressive companies.
Mm-hmm. You throw that name out there like that, I'm gonna cut that out.
Okay, Kid just cut out what company I just said. But some of the most progressive companies in California even show that they don't really care about the employee. They'll face value show that they care about the employees, you know? But they don't actually care who's getting harassed. They'll make a show of it, right? For society's talking points of what they're willing to fight for.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not actually willing to protect the people that are actually being harassed. If that makes sense. You can take of that as you will.
And I was really scared, and like, if I didn't have some, good women in my life and some good people, I wouldn't have taken action. I would have just toughened up, and I would have let it kill me inside. Sorry that happened. I'm so
Yeah, sorry.
I've had fantasies.
I don't know if I want to hear this one. Can I skip this one?
Yeah, let's skip it then.
Sorry, not our personal preference.
I think it's a funny question.
You want to see the answer?
No, it's fine. I just think it's a funny question. I don't really care for the answer.
I'm trying to look for where the part is.
It's the indentation right there.
Oh.
There you go, girl. You're welcome.
I have been abused. I have been abused.